trust me. All right. We're talking about the Champs-Élysées again, where somebody tried to strike again yesterday. An attempted terror attack which was thwarted. A would-be assailant, who was apparently known to authorities, tried to ram his car, or did actually ram his car, filled with gas canisters into a police van. Jeez, this is less than a day, folks, after London was rocked by an attempted terror attack when a car was deliberately driven into a crowd of Muslims outside the Finsbury Park Mosque. This gentleman who tried the stunt yesterday did not get away. He was taken down by police, but the car did pretty much explode after it was rammed into.
And this happened just a few hundred meters from the presidential home of Emmanuel Macron. Now, seriously, the part that troubles me is this man, 31-year-old Parisian, was known to the police. He was on the country's watch list. Wow.
Not him alone, you know. Some of the attackers in recent months too.
But when them say I'm on the watch list, when them park up the car with the canister, I guess them, nobody never see him.
And I guess people on watch lists you would assume would be surveilled.
Yeah.
So he really got very far.
100 meters away from where, a few hundred meters from where the presidential home is. And what is this new thing now? People in car, where they come from?
I don't know. I guess a car is a more sturdy weapon than a knife or a gun. Because all you need is one lick and you hurt multiple people.
This is crazy.
It's frightening. It's almost like if we were to kind of write this in a script, nobody would ever believe.
Yeah.
People would be like, okay, this is same, we can't take the script. It's a little
this
too
is some Jason
fantastical.
Bourne
it's crazy.
kind of foolishness. So the new
UK
president
and Europe have been feeling it seriously in this last couple of months here.
Badly. So the new president has flagged broader search and arrest powers to be enshrined in law rather than be enacted during emergency situations. Since the Paris attacks in 2015, they had emergency search thing, but boy, I don't know.
So our thoughts and prayers to the folks who are watching us from that side of the world. We wish safety for you. Lots of folks on social media yesterday who live in Jamaica but were born in London and are really grieving about what's going on in their home country. So, boy, we wish you all the best, and we hope this. I don't know how to clamp down on it because you don't know who is who ever or what people will do. But man, I hope they find a way to get it under control. Speaking of getting things under control.
Yeah, I came back and heard about this. Jamaica to get results on suspected waterborne disease today. So the CMO, Dr. Winston Delahaye, is insisting that the form of Vibrio cholerae identified in a patient's blood is not the deadly cholera widely known. He's saying it's not the cholera as we know it to be, but Dr. Delahaye, we still want to know which one this though.
Yeah, if it's not the cholera, it's the kind of cholera or...
What happens with this cholera? He says the evidence will come from the Caribbean Public Health Agency in Trinidad on Tuesday. I thought after Zika and Chickpea, they said the testing capacity in Jamaica
you could do some stuff here.
had been
upgraded.
Maybe
this is not something you can test for here.
So we still can't test for everything?
Apparently not.
The way it says, we don't know how the bacteria got in the patient's blood. It's important to wash your fruits and vegetables properly. Prepare your food properly. Cook your food properly.
Boil your water, people, and be careful of how you drink and stuff, because until we kind of figure out what this is, it's best to err on the side of caution, eh?
With all them rains and things are going at the water system, and
especially with all these
you
rains.
never want this to get out of hand.
All right, further afield now. This story is just, as I say, the script would have been rejected because it just never made sense. So this young man decided he was going to pack up himself and go on a tour of North Korea. Apparently while he was there, is it that he took a flag? What did he do? Some act of subversion. He tried to steal a propaganda banner while visiting with a tour group from China. Mr. Kim's men took him into custody. That was 15 months ago. And he was returned home last week to the US in a coma. And yesterday he died. And nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened.
His family said they were told he had been in a coma since soon after his March sentencing last year. Doctors said he has suffered extensive loss of brain tissue, profound weakness and contraction of his muscles, arms, and legs. This is crazy.
Producers said they have the video of when Otto was apologizing when he was arrested. Not sure. Oh, you're going to help us now because it's
a flag, flyer. Is that what is it? A banner. He was
propaganda banner.
And he was sentenced to 15 years in prison.
The government. I beg for any kind of public protection for my family. One final time, I beg for forgiveness. I never should have allowed myself to be allured by the United States administration to commit a crime in this country. I wish that the United States administration never manipulate people like myself in the future to commit crimes against foreign countries.
I'm a little confused because he's saying the U.S. administration forced him to
you don't know what they would have flagged him into saying. At that point, it's just Kim Jong-un, anything could have happened. And he wanted to get out. He wanted to get out.
15 years in prison.
His parents released a statement yesterday to say that they're glad he was home. They say when they did get him from North Korea, he looked pained and stressed, even though he was in a coma. But when he got home and they started talking to him, he seemed to exhibit a feeling of peace, almost like he knew where he was, even though he couldn't communicate. And they think that's why he felt it was okay now to just go. It is a horrible, horrible story for a parent, for a loved one to go through this. It's unimaginable.
Yeah.
It's unimaginable. I know we're left with more questions than answers, and something tells me that North Korea is not going to provide any answers anytime soon.
Well, they can. They probably choose not to.
They're not doing.
So a newborn baby, some good news, has been awarded free flights for life after the baby was born prematurely mid-flight. Baby boy born yesterday on Jet Airways, traveling from Dammam in Saudi Arabia to Kochi. The flight was diverted to Mumbai. And didn't say, yay!
Free flights to India?
For life. Yeah, no, Panda Airways, Panjat Airways.
Oh, man.
Get free flights.
So why me couldn't buy pan like a JetBlue? Or maybe because there was no JetBlue when you were alive. So.
Hi.
Air Jamaica, but then would Kyle have honored it? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's not bother.
Front page of The Gleaner. The hard-hitting Anti-Corruption Commission of Parliament with responsibility for monitoring and investigation of the award of government contracts, licenses and permits. Everett Warmington, acting leader of government business, is knocking the office of the Contractor General, saying they are tardy, they've been failing to submit annual reports. And Mr. OCG, with all the things that are happening in this country, yeah, I mean, he probably have so much reports to file, but maybe he needs more assistance to get them out. Whatever it is, it have to come out. We want to see some of the things that are happening. Yeah, because Mr. Dirk never have won something from last year. When him say I'm gonna release, I'm gonna see it.
I think that's I think it helps for them to have something to criticize him about, because you know. But if it's tardy, it's tardy. So that's that. Today is the 20th of June. As we said earlier, day away phone.
No. I want to say good morning. It's not her birthday, but Lorna Golding, not Bruce Golding's wife. I met a wonderful lady, Lorna Golding, and she said she watched us on one spot. She's home on vacation. Welcome home, Miss Lorna.
And welcome to watching us on TVJ instead of One Spot. But we're glad you watch us on One Spot when you go home. I want to say good morning to the friends or to the folks at in Montego Bay at the Hyatt Ziva who watch. Apparently everybody watches this program. Everybody I know when I walk on the road. We thank you. We appreciate it very much. If you're having a birthday today, June 20, have a great one. And here are some folks who are.